Stop. Do not scroll. Do not move. I have something urgent to tell you. You thought you were randomly browsing tonight, mindlessly swiping through videos to quiet your restless mind. But I guided your thumb to this moment. This is not coincidence. This is not another video. This is a divine appointment between you and me. I am not speaking to everyone who clicks on this tonight. I am speaking to you. Yes, you. The one whose heart just skipped when you read those words. The one who feels exposed right now. Like I can see straight through your phone screen into your soul. There is something you do in secret. Something you think I don't see. Something you've been hiding behind closed doors, deleted histories, and private windows. You bargain with yourself every time. Just this once, you whisper, just to get through tonight. But the regret follows immediately. Doesn't it? The hollow feeling that settles in your chest afterward. The shame that makes you avoid my presence. You've been asking me for a sign, haven't you? Wondering if I still hear you, if I still care about someone like you. Well, here's your sign. You finding this message right now. That's me reaching out to you. Do not scroll past this. This is what you've been waiting for. Let me tell you what I see. You do it most often when you're tired, when the weight of the day has crushed down on your shoulders, when stress builds up like pressure in your chest and you need an escape, when you're alone and the silence gets too loud, too heavy with thoughts you don't want to think. You hide the traces afterward, clear the browser history, delete the evidence, minimize it in your mind. It's not that big of a deal. You tell yourself, everyone does it. It's just stress relief. It doesn't hurt anyone. But even as you say these words, something inside you knows they're lies. You feel spiritually distant afterward, don't you? Like there's a wall between us that wasn't there before. You assume I'm disappointed in you. You think I'm shaking my head, disgusted by your weakness. So you avoid prayer, avoid reading my word, avoid anything that reminds you of who I've called you to be. You've tried everything to stop, haven't you? Willpower, accountability apps, fresh starts on Monday mornings, New Year's resolutions, throwing away triggers, blocking websites, making promises to yourself and to me. But nothing sticks. The cycle always starts again, and each time you fall, you wonder if I've finally given up on you because of this one area. If this is you, if your heart is pounding right now because I'm describing your exact struggle, whisper with me, God, I'm tired of hiding. Listen to me carefully. 2026 is days away. Days. And you're still carrying the same burden you dragged through 2024, aren't you? The same secret habit, the same cycle of promise and failure, the same shame that makes you feel like a fraud when anyone calls you a person of faith. This is not about New Year's resolutions. This is not about self-improvement or turning over a new leaf. This is about divine timing, and time is running out. There are spiritual windows that open and close according to my purposes, not your convenience. There are seasons of grace, moments of opportunity, when heaven leans down to touch earth and offer breakthrough. You are standing in one of those moments right now, tonight. As you listen to my voice, I will not allow you to enter another year enslaved to what I died to set you free from. I will not watch you drag this chain into 2026 when I paid the price for your freedom over 2,000 years ago. My blood was too precious, my sacrifice too costly for you to keep living like a prisoner when the cell door is wide open. If you ignore this nudge, if you scroll away and pretend this conversation never happened, your 2026 will look exactly like your 2025. And your 2027 will look like your 2026. The years will blur together in a haze of I'll deal with it later and I'll start tomorrow, until one day you'll wake up and realize you've wasted decades living beneath who I created you to be. If you're ready to stop ignoring my voice, if something inside you is saying, God, I can't keep living like this, then stay with me. Don't you dare close this video. Don't you dare scroll away. Do you know what the enemy's greatest weapon against you is? It's not the habit itself. It's your isolation. It's the lie that you have to handle this alone. Every time you say, I can manage this by myself. Every time you think no one needs to know, the cycle gets stronger. The chain gets heavier. Secrecy is the soil where shame grows. Isolation is the oxygen that feeds your struggle. The enemy has convinced you that if anyone really knew what you do in private, they would reject you, judge you, turn away from you. So you lock yourself in a prison of silence and wonder why nothing changes. But I am calling you out of secrecy tonight, not with shame, but with strength. Not to condemn you, but to free you. What has been thriving in the darkness of your hidden life is about to die in the light of my love. Your freedom doesn't begin someday when you're strong enough, clean enough, perfect enough. Your freedom begins with one honest step, one moment of courage, one decision to stop fighting this battle alone. The light you've been afraid of, the exposure you've been running from, that light is not your enemy. That light is me. And I am not here to shame you for what you've done. I'm here to show you who you really are, underneath all the guilt and secrecy. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what I saw on your hardest nights. I'm going to take you back to moments you thought I wasn't there. And I'm going to prove to you that you were never as alone as you felt. Now let me take you back to those nights. The nights you thought I had left you. When you were on your phone at 2 a.m., scrolling to numb the ache in your chest, I was there, sitting beside you in that bed, watching you try to escape feelings you couldn't name. You thought you were alone with your shame, but I was holding you. When you closed that laptop and wanted to disappear, when you couldn't look at yourself in the dark screen's reflection, I was there. I saw the tears you held back. I felt your heart clench with disgust at your weakness. I whispered my beloved over you even when you couldn't hear my voice. When you stood in the bathroom mirror afterward, avoiding your own eyes, seeing only failure and shame, I was there. You saw someone broken, unworthy of love, but I saw my precious child, wounded and desperate for the freedom I died to give you. You thought my silence meant disapproval. You thought the distance was me pulling away in disgust, but that distance wasn't from my side. It was from yours. Shame convinced you to hide from the very love that could heal you. Every tear you cried in secret, I caught in my hands. Every whispered, "I'm so sorry," into your pillow I heard. When you felt most alone, most abandoned, most sure I had given up on you, that's when I held you closest. Place your hand on your heart right now and know this truth. I was never alone. Say it with me. I was never alone. And those prayers you typed and deleted, those confessions you started and erased, those desperate 3 a.m. messages you wrote to me and then backspaced out of shame. I saw every word before you deleted them. I read every prayer before you decided it wasn't good enough to send to a holy God. God, I did it again. You typed, delete. I'm so ashamed. You started, delete. Please help me. You whispered, delete, delete, delete. You thought I needed perfect words, didn't you? You thought you had to find the right combination of apology and promise before you could approach my throne. You thought I was waiting for you to clean yourself up, to be worthy of conversation. But I heard every broken word, even the ones you erased. I treasured every stumbling attempt to reach out to me, even when you decided it wasn't worthy of hitting send. Your deleted prayers moved my heart more than the most eloquent words ever written. I don't need your performance. I don't need your perfectly crafted confessions. I don't need you to be holy enough to talk to me. I just need your honest heart. Those broken attempts to reach me, those midnight conversations you thought weren't good enough, they were exactly what I was waiting for. Not perfect prayers, but real ones. I have been waiting for you to stop performing and start talking. I've been waiting for you to stop trying to earn the conversation and just have it. Don't you dare scroll away when I'm telling you how much I love you. Don't you close this when I'm finally getting to explain what I see when I look at you. Now let me explain what's really happening. This struggle you've been carrying, this secret habit you can't break, this is not about your willpower. This is not about your character. This is about spiritual warfare, and it's time you understood the battle raging over your soul. The enemy has assigned specific demons to this area of your life. They have studied your patterns, identified your triggers. They know exactly when to whisper their suggestions. When you're tired, stressed, alone, and vulnerable, they've turned something that promised comfort into a weapon against your destiny. Every harmless moment of indulgence, every just this once, you're not just making a personal choice. You're feeding a strategy that hell designed specifically to neutralize your calling. You're giving ground in a war you didn't know you were fighting. But here's what the enemy doesn't want you to understand. Your struggle proves you have a calling worth attacking. Demons don't waste time on people who pose no threat to darkness. The intensity of your battle is evidence of the magnitude of your purpose. The same energy you've been using to fight this habit, the same passion you've channeled into guilt and self-hatred. That's warrior strength. That's the fire I placed in your spirit to demolish principalities and powers. The enemy has convinced you to turn your weapons on yourself instead of on him. I am not teaching you to manage this struggle. I am teaching you to war. I am showing you how to fight, not just survive. Say with me right now, I am not weak. I am learning to war. Listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you about time. There is a spiritual countdown running in the realm you cannot see. You measure days with calendars and clocks, but I measure time differently. I measure it by purposes and by obedience. I measure it by opportunities seized and moments surrendered. When this spiritual timer reaches zero, a specific door of mercy for this season will close. Not because I stopped loving you, my love is endless, but because opportunities are time-bound. Divine appointments have beginnings and endings. The invitation to breakthrough standing before you will not remain open indefinitely. I have been watching this countdown for your life, waiting for the moment when your desperation would overcome your pride, waiting for the night when your pain would become greater than your fear of exposure. That moment is now. That season is this one, this year-end threshold you're standing at. It's not random. It's not coincidence that you're hearing this as 2026 approaches. I have orchestrated this divine appointment. I have aligned circumstances to bring you to this moment of decision. Angels have been fighting for this window of opportunity. Intercessors you'll never meet have been praying for your freedom without knowing your name. The spiritual realm has been activated for your breakthrough, and the enemy knows his time to hold you is running short. If you can feel this urgency in your spirit right now, if something inside you is saying, "This is it, this is my moment," that's not anxiety. That's the countdown I'm describing. That's heaven leaning down to touch earth in your life. Time is running short for this particular mercy, this specific door. Let me expose the enemy's strategy against you. He doesn't need you to commit murder to destroy your calling. He doesn't need you to deny your faith. All he needs is your attention. All he needs is to keep your mind occupied, your spirit distracted, your focus scattered. Bright screens and constant noise have slowly numbed many hearts to my whisper. Your phone has become an altar to distraction, a shrine where you worship the god of endless scrolling, endless entertainment, endless escape from who I've called you to be. Every moment you spend escaping from your life is a moment stolen from your destiny. Every hour you lose to mindless consumption is an hour the enemy has kept you from prayer, from my word, from divine conversations that would transform everything. I have been trying to get your attention, calling your name above the noise of notifications and alerts. But you keep giving your most precious gift, your focus, your mental energy, to things that will be forgotten tomorrow. This habit you're struggling with, it's just the visible tip of a larger iceberg. Underneath is a lifestyle of distraction, a pattern of running from stillness, a fear of silence where you might actually hear my voice calling you to something greater. The enemy has convinced you that peace comes from escape, that rest comes from numbing yourself. He has made an idol out of your comfort, and you've been worshiping at that altar without realizing it. Put your phone face down right now. Give me 10 more minutes. Prove to yourself that you can still choose what gets your attention. But hear my heart in all of this. I am not angry about your struggle. I am not disappointed in your weakness. I am fierce about your freedom. There's a difference between holy anger at the enemy's tactics and condemnation of my beloved child. and you need to understand which one is operating right now. Every setback you've experienced, every time you've fallen back into the pattern you thought you'd overcome, those weren't just failures. Those were intelligence gathering missions. You've been learning the enemy's strategy. You've been discovering his timing, his methods, his entry points into your life. What felt like defeat was actually reconnaissance for the victory that's coming. I see progress where you see only failure. I see growth where you see only repetition. I see a warrior learning to fight where you see a victim trapped in weakness. Your perspective has been limited by shame, but my perspective is unlimited by hope. Your battle scars are not marks of disgrace. They're evidence of engagement. They're proof that you've been fighting, not surrendering. And every scar will become a testimony. Every wound will become a weapon in the hands of others who are fighting similar battles. Grace doesn't eliminate urgency. It gives you strength to respond to it. My mercy doesn't remove the countdown I've been describing. It empowers you to act before time runs out. Love doesn't ignore seasons. It awakens you to recognize when you're standing in the middle of one. The grace you're experiencing right now, the love you're feeling as you listen to my voice, that's not separate from the urgency. That's the power source for your breakthrough. That's the fuel for your freedom. That's the strength you need to finally say yes to what I'm offering and no to what hell has been selling you. You don't have to clean yourself up to receive my help. You don't have to prove you're worthy of my intervention. You just have to stop fighting this battle alone. But I need to address the lies about your identity that have been feeding this struggle all along. The world screams for your attention while I whisper for your heart. Social media demands your eyes. Work demands your energy. In all that noise, my gentle voice gets drowned out. You feel torn between what you know is right and what feels easy, between who you want to be and who you've been. This internal war has been exhausting you. But listen, this tension is not confusion. This pull in opposite directions is not a sign something is wrong. This torn feeling is confirmation that my spirit lives in you. Dead things don't feel torn. Spiritually alive people do. The fact that you feel convicted about your secret habit, that you feel restless living beneath your calling, that's not condemnation. That's my spirit refusing to let you settle for less. Your torn heart is proof that you belong to me. Now breathe deep and choose which voice gets your attention. Now let me address the deepest lie you've been believing about yourself. You are not your habit. You are not your struggle. You are not the sum total of your worst moments or your secret failures. You are my child learning freedom, and there is a universe of difference between those two identities. Shame has been whispering the same lie to you for years. You are what you do. You are your behavior. You are your mistakes. But I declare over you right now, you are who I say you are. And I say you are chosen, beloved, forgiven, and being transformed by my grace every single day. The enemy wants you to live from your worst moment, but I define you by your destiny. He wants you to see yourself through the lens of your failures, but I see you through the lens of my finished work on the cross. He wants you to carry the weight of every mistake you've ever made, but I want you to walk in the lightness of every sin I've already forgiven. You were never meant to carry shame. Your shoulders were not designed for that load. You were designed to carry my glory, to reflect my image, to walk in the freedom and confidence that comes from knowing whose you are, not just who you are. Your identity crisis is really a revelation crisis. You've forgotten who you are in me. You've allowed the noise of guilt to drown out the voice of truth. You've let the temporary cloudiness of your circumstances eclipse the eternal clarity of your position as my beloved child. When shame tries to define you by what you've done, I define you by what I've done. When guilt tries to measure your worth by your performance, I measure your value by my sacrifice. When the accuser points to your failure, I point to my faithfulness. If this is breaking chains in your heart right now, if you can feel lies crumbling and truth rising, declare with me, I am not my struggle. I am God's beloved child learning to walk in freedom. Let me redefine grace for you, because I think you've misunderstood what it actually is. Grace is not my tolerance for your weakness. Grace is not me looking the other way while you struggle. Grace is not my patience wearing thin while I wait for you to get your act together. Grace is my power working in your weakness, my strength made perfect in your vulnerability, my love meeting you exactly where you are. You thought you had to get clean to come to me, but you come to me to get clean. You thought you had to fix yourself to earn my help, but you receive my help to become whole. You thought you had to prove your worth to access my love, but my love is what proves your worth. I don't love you because you're good. I love you because I'm good. I don't choose you because you're perfect. I choose you because I'm faithful. I don't bless you because you deserve it. I bless you because that's who I am, the God who gives good gifts to his children, regardless of their performance. Your worst day doesn't change my heart toward you. Your biggest failure doesn't decrease my affection for you. Your secret shame doesn't diminish my delight in you. My love is not a thermostat that goes up and down based on your behavior. It's a constant, burning, unchanging flame that no amount of failure can extinguish. Grace means you can fail forward instead of falling backward. It means your setbacks become setups for comebacks. It means every stumble is a chance to experience my lifting power. Every fall is an opportunity to feel my arms catching you before you hit the ground. You've been trying to earn what I've already given, to achieve what I've already accomplished, to become what I've already declared you to be. Rest in this truth tonight. His love for me doesn't depend on my performance. His grace is my strength, not my consolation prize. My child, you've been running from a father who's been running toward you. All this time you thought I was disappointed, disgusted, ready to give up on you. But I've been chasing you with mercy, pursuing you with compassion, following you with forgiveness, even into the darkest places you've tried to hide. I don't see you as a project to fix. I don't see you as a problem to solve. I don't see you as a disappointment to tolerate. I see you as a son, as a daughter, as the apple of my eye, as the one I would die for all over again if that's what it took to bring you home. Your shame makes you want to hide from me, but my love makes you want to run to me. Your guilt tells you to clean yourself up before you approach, but my grace says, come as you are, but don't plan to stay as you are. I will meet you in your mess and love you into wholeness. You've been so afraid that I see you the way you see yourself, broken, dirty, unworthy of love, but I see you the way I've always seen you, precious, chosen, worth dying for, worth pursuing, worth celebrating when you finally come home to my heart. I'm not waiting for you to be perfect before I embrace you. I'm not withholding my affection until you prove you deserve it. I'm not keeping score of your failures or holding grudges about your setbacks. I'm just here, arms open, heart full, ready to receive you the moment you're ready to stop running. The love you've been afraid to believe in, the acceptance you've been afraid to hope for, the forgiveness you've been afraid to claim, it's all here. It's all yours. It's all been yours since the moment I called your name and claimed you as mine. If you're ready to stop hiding, if you're tired of running from the very love that can heal you, if you want to come home to my heart where you belong, whisper this with me. Daddy, I want to come home. I'm ready to receive your love. Now let me show you what's possible. If you respond to this nudge, if you choose courage over comfort in this moment, your 2026 will be completely rewritten, not just improved, rewritten from the ground up. Imagine starting the new year with a clean slate instead of carrying the same old baggage. Imagine walking into 2026 with your head held high, your conscience clear, your spirit free from the chains dragging you down. Imagine not having to hide anymore, not having to manage secrets. The person you'll be 12 months from now is being decided right now as you listen to my voice. Will you be the same person, still trapped in the same cycle? Or will you be the one who looks back on tonight as the night everything changed? I see breakthrough where you see struggle. I see freedom where you see failure. I see testimony where you see trauma. I see a before and after story so powerful that others trapped in similar battles will find hope just by hearing what I did in your life. This moment can become your memorial stone, the place you come back to when the enemy tries to convince you that change is impossible. This can be your remember when story. Remember when I thought I'd never be free? Remember the night he pulled me out of that pit? You've been living in survival mode so long you've forgotten what thriving feels like. You've been managing damage so long you've forgotten what wholeness looks like. But I'm about to restore you. The dreams you buried under shame, the calling you muted under guilt, the purpose you postponed, all of it is about to come alive again. The real you, the free you, the powerful you that I created, that person is about to step out of the shadows. Close your eyes right now and see yourself free. See yourself walking in confidence instead of shame. See yourself using your pain as power to help someone else break their chains. That vision? That's not fantasy. That's prophecy. That's my plan for your life. Do you want to know how long I've been orchestrating this moment? This divine appointment between your pain and my purpose. I've been arranging this for months, maybe years. Every delay in your healing was not denial. It was preparation. Every setback that frustrated you was setting you up for a testimony that will impact generations. Every time you thought I was taking too long, I was positioning you for breakthrough that's so complete, you'll never question my timing again. I haven't been managing your problem. I've been positioning you for freedom. I haven't been helping you cope with struggle. I've been preparing you to demolish strongholds not just in your life, but in the lives of everyone who will hear your story. Your struggle is about to become your strength. The very thing the enemy used to isolate you will become the bridge connecting you to others who need hope. The shame that made you feel disqualified will become the compassion that qualifies you to minister to broken hearts. What the devil meant to destroy you with, I will use to deliver others with. What hell intended as your downfall will become heaven's setup for your promotion. What was designed to end your story will become the beginning of your greatest chapter. This isn't just about your personal freedom. This is about the domino effect of one person breaking free. This is about other people seeing your transformation and thinking, if God can do it for them, maybe He can do it for me too. I've been preparing you to be a freedom fighter, not just a survivor. I've been training you to be a chain breaker. Your pain has been qualifying you for a ministry you never asked for, but desperately needed. The ministry of setting captives free. If this feels like divine timing, if something in your spirit is saying, this is it, this is my moment, you're not imagining things. This is the moment I've been preparing your entire struggle for. E5 beat 3 practical next steps. Now let me give you something concrete to do. In the next 24 to 72 hours, remove one easy access point to your habit. Not everything. That will overwhelm you. Just one trigger, one pathway, one thing that makes the temptation convenient. Delete one app, block one website, change one routine, remove one thing from your environment that makes the habit effortless. This isn't about perfection overnight. This is about taking one honest step toward freedom. And here's the part that might scare you, but will save you. Tell one trusted person that you want accountability, not judgment. Choose someone who loves you enough to speak truth and care about your freedom more than your comfort. The enemy's power is in your isolation. The moment you bring someone else into your battle, his stronghold crumbles. Don't try to become perfect overnight. Don't attempt to eliminate every trigger in one dramatic gesture. That's pride disguised as determination, and it will set you up for a fall that will discourage you for months. Freedom begins with exposure, not elimination. It starts with honesty, not perfection. It begins when you stop fighting this battle alone and start letting other people help. Carry the weight you were never meant to bear by yourself. I will give you strength for each step, but you have to take the first one. I will provide power for each choice, but you have to make the first choice. I will light the path toward freedom, but you have to take the first step onto that path. This is not about earning my love. You already have that. This is not about proving your worth. I already proved that on the cross. This is about partnering with my grace to become who I created you to be. The time for thinking about change is over. The time for wanting change is over. The time for change is now. If you're ready to step into freedom, if you're ready to become the person I see when I look at you, remove one trigger tonight. Take one honest step toward the light. Isolation empowers the cycle that's been trapping you, but light breaks it. Secrecy gives your struggle strength, but honesty gives you mine. I do not reject you in your struggle. I strengthen you to walk out of this bondage one step at a time, one choice at a time. Your 2026 can be different, but not if you keep ignoring my nudges. Not if you keep scrolling past the conversations that could set you free. You are not too far gone. You are not too addicted. You are not too shameful for my love. The blood I shed is enough for every secret, every failure, every chain holding you back. This is your moment. Not to be perfect, but to be honest. Not to have all the answers, but to take the first step. Not to promise you'll never struggle, but to decide you won't struggle alone anymore. You can feel it in your spirit. This is different. This is your time. If this message found you at the right moment, comment below, "I choose the light." Let that be your declaration. Let that be your first step toward freedom. You are not alone in this battle. My family is bigger than your shame, stronger than your struggle. Others listening know exactly what you're going through. Understand the weight you've been carrying. Someone else needs to hear they're not alone tonight. Your breakthrough doesn't just set you free, it gives others permission to believe freedom is possible for them too. Share this message with someone who needs to know they're not alone in their secret battle. Maybe it's a friend dropping hints about their struggles. Maybe someone asking for prayer without explaining why. Don't let fear keep you from being the bridge between their bondage and breakthrough. You have no idea how powerfully I can use your simple act of sharing to reach someone who desperately needs my voice. I am proud of you for listening this far. Proud of you for not scrolling away when truth got uncomfortable. That takes courage, and courage is what freedom requires. Step into your freedom one day at a time. I will be with you every step. Your freedom journey starts now.